How will artificial intelligence, like ChatGPT, be an interrupter to the self-publishing space? How could it potentially revolutionise the way that we self-publish our books on platforms like Amazon KDP? How can it be used for niche research, for keywords, for descriptions for your books? How can you use it to your advantage? But also, what are the considerations you need to think through before you use some of these platforms to create your books? Now, if you haven't been to my channel before, welcome. My name is Romney, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you some of my thoughts, and I'm going to do a bit of a SWOT analysis as well of what you can think about with the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of using AI technology for the creation of your books. So what I want to do now is to get onto ChatGPT, look at some of the ways that you could utilize it, but also think through some of the problems that could be caused by using this technology. Let's get into it now. So most of you, or many of you, would be familiar with ChatGPT. The web address is chat.openai.com, and you can register for a free account right at this point in time. It may go to a membership or subscription model when they gather enough data. Anyway, while it's free, let's take advantage of it. So let's go to Amazon and let's just do a search. I'm thinking about creating a children's book about moving home. So that's your idea. That's your niche that you've come up with. Right, so what we can do, we can have a quick look here. We can go to KDP. We can have a look and find out what that's like. So having a look here, waiting for the results to come up. Probably get rid of a couple of outliners, which is this one here. And no, maybe let's just choose, get rid of that one and get rid of that one. So it's pretty good average sales rank, good monthly revenue, and there's potential there. So let's go with that. Let's run with that. So what we're going to do, we're going to get out of this now, and we're going to go back to OpenAI. So let's write, create a rhyming children's storybook about a child called Johnny who was afraid of moving house. Keep the story to 350 words. Let's just see what this comes back with, and we can always change it. Once upon a time, in a land far away, lived a little boy named Johnny, who was afraid to sway. He was scared of moving house. It was just too much for him. The thought of leaving his friends made Johnny feel so grim. One day, his parents said, "Johnny, pack your bags. We're moving to a new house with no more city smogs." Again, you need to be careful when you're using this kind of software that there are words that may not rhyme. There may be things that don't make sense. And it's a good opportunity to see how this can bring together the information. It may not be perfectly accurate, but it will give you some ideas. So you can do it that way. So just so you come up with an idea, just make sure that when you're doing the request that you make it quite specific. And I just rushed it here, but just try and keep it like that. So you can change things around. You could change or regenerate your response and say, adjust the story so Johnny is also afraid of leaving his school when moving home. We'll see what that says. And we'll see where it brings up. Here we go. Once upon a time in a land far away lived a little boy named Johnny who was afraid to sway. He was scared of moving house and leaving his school. The thought of it all made Johnny feel so cruel. One day his parents, "Johnny, pack your bags." I'm not sure what city smogs has got to do with bags. But anyway, It keeps going on and says that Johnny started to smile as he played with his new friends. He realised that moving house was such a big bend. Then they visited a new school with classrooms and a playground, and Johnny saw that learning could still be found. Again, it's not going to be perfect. You might come up with a completely different story, but I wanted to show you the power of how quickly, within 25 seconds, this could come up with a story for you. And you may not want it to be a rhyming story, but that is one feature. Then if you said if you wanted to get something for keywords and you needed to put them in your Amazon advertising, list 20 keywords for books that customers are searching for regarding a child that is leaving home or moving house. Let's see what happens. Moving house, leaving home, new home, goodbye old home. So these are a few different keywords that people might be searching up. You might say, provide a list of 20 keywords people may search for when looking for books on this topic of moving home for kids. What I might do is put that in brackets there and see what happens. So this is probably even better for using for Amazon ads. So children's books about moving, kid-friendly moving books, moving away from home for kids, fear of moving house for kids, homesickness for kids, adjusting to a new home for kids. So see how it provides these great keywords which you could use in your back end for Amazon KDP, for Amazon advertising. So again, it's very, very powerful. Now let's have one final look. Let's do this. Write a 200-word book description on a child called Johnny, who is afraid of moving home. This book is for young kids ages 8 to 12 years. Let's see what happens. Meet Johnny, a young boy with a big problem. Johnny is afraid of moving to a new home, leaving behind his familiar surroundings and the friends he loves. But with the help of his parents, Johnny embarks on a new adventure to learn how to embrace change and find the excitement in a new beginning. So it keeps going through. This charming and relatable book is perfect for young readers ages 8 to 12 who may be facing a similar situation. Through Johnny's story, children will learn about the fears and emotions that come with moving to a new place and how to overcome them. The bright and colourful illustrations bring the story to life, while the simple and heartwarming text is easy to follow. So see how quickly brought together a description. Now, I'm not suggesting you just copy and paste this, but use it to your advantage, speed up the process, take elements of it and put your own words to it to make sure it is tailored to your book. Because there might be things that are written here that aren't tailored to your book, so make sure you do. So you could also write niche ideas for moving home books. Okay, so then it has moving across the country, a book focusing on the challenges and adventures of moving to a new state or region, moving to a city. Look, the list could go on and on. This is a new school, multicultural moving. See how it provides a lot of different niches and things that you can think about if you were looking at writing a book about a child that was moving home, moving with a pet, moving for a fresh start, So all of these things are fantastic. So I'm going to leave that right there with ChatGPT. Just a few suggestions on ways that you can use this amazing software to speed up the time of creating this kind of content for your books. But let's quickly get into a bit of a SWOT analysis of some of the things that you need to think about before using the software. So I'm not going to go into any deep discussion around the points I'm about to bring up. It's more just a skim over what you need to think about. So these are some of the software programs that are currently available. I'm sure there's plenty more, but these are the ones that I'm familiar with that could help you with your book publishing. Again, I'm not going to go into each of them. There are things that you need to consider. There's other YouTube videos about how to create books and stories using, say, Midjourney or Jasper or ChatGPT, but I just want to move through that. Strengths could be a massive time saver for you, but also a cost saver. So time versus money, and your time is money. So the quicker you can do things, the better it's going to be for your ability to create books. It also casts the net wider than ever before for niche ideas, keyword sales, copy, and seeking additional data. And the more input we provide these systems, the more powerful they will become. But that could be also scary for us. Weaknesses. We could be in breach of copyright or trademark laws, so you need to be so careful with that. A grey area is when it comes to the ownership of the information, and then your opportunity to use what you gather for commercial use now and in the future. What happens if you tick a box to say, yes, I agree to information or gathering illustrations from, say, Midjourney, and you have a dual licensing agreement, which means that they actually can, if they wanted to, pursue money that is made from the use of products or content that you've used from these platforms. So just be so careful. But it also reduces our appetite to potentially learn and absorb information when it's so readily available, and cuts thinking time down significantly. Opportunities. When should we embrace the technology? Well, we should embrace it probably because it's going to be here now. These systems are becoming more intelligent, and we need to continue to be at the forefront of this technology. There's no point just hiding away from it. It's here now to stay. It's going to get more powerful, but how can you use it for good? What technology can you use to make your systems more efficient and more beneficial to the end user? And AI will provide a whole new advancement when it comes to the book creation process. So use its capabilities at a minimum for keyword research, niche research, and assisting with, say, titles and subtitles. Threats. Finally, this kind of technology will obviously have a significant impact on the way that we create original and tailored books and resources. The AI could impact professions like illustrators, copywriters, artists, freelancers, because a lot of their work can be done at a fraction of the time and the cost. But what I'm not suggesting that the quality may be as high, but some people may choose the new technology versus using a human being. And there may be a huge influx of new and fast books flooding KDP and other publishing platforms with this technology, and the market may become even more competitive than ever. However, think of your customer. What would they want? Do they want an AI-generated book with illustrations, with a storyline generated by a computer? You need to think what you would buy. If you were buying for your child, for example, would you want to know that that book was AI generated? Would it make a difference to you? Maybe not. But you need to think in the customer's eyes. AI can create books, but there is still the critical phase and successfully launching your books. You can create 100 books using this technology. But if you launch them, how's anyone ever going to know about them? So the quality of your book is important, but the launch of your book is also going to be important through using Amazon ads, etc. And don't ever lose a sight of quality versus quantity. And the human factor of feelings and emotions is something highly unique to us. So tap into that. Use it to our advantage. Make sure that you connect with the emotion of your customer. And please, please, please be very careful in considering legal consequences or ramifications with using AI technology. I wouldn't be surprised if KDP realign their terms of business for book publishing based on methods used with the support of AI. So it's just a warning. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but please read the terms and conditions carefully, because I wouldn't want to think you've gone ahead, made these books, use technology without considering the potential consequences of sub-licensing agreements, copyright infringements, trademark infringements, other people getting the same information to create books because they've put a similar input in there. So they're things you need to consider. My take on how you can use the platform or software platform like OpenAI or ChatGPT to make the process much, much quicker for you. But as I mentioned in my SWOT analysis, there's some serious things you need to consider before you start using it, because there could be later down the track some issues that surface from using it. So carefully consider what your options are. Carefully look through any legal documentation before you accept the terms of business of using these platforms. So thank you very much for watching. If you have liked this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware of more videos that I create. So until later, I'll see you then.